have gained a lot more respect for women in sports because we have definitely broken some barriers when it comes to the sports category. Big ups to all the women on my timeline. Big ups to every woman who's out here doing their thing in the sports category as well. Stay tuned because we got a lot more juicy stuff to talk about. This is your girl Lioness TeLaine on the outlet. Hey. Good freaking job. I'm smooth.
I know, right?
Gosh, you're here. Welcome.
Thank you.
Oh my God, you're so pretty in person. Okay. But I am really, really blessed and elated that you are here with me. History is going to be made, just like we said tonight. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
That's good. That's good. So tell us about you. Where are you originally from, Michelle?
Well, I was born in San Jose, California,
Okay.
but I've been living here my whole life because
Oh,
we used to
wow.
go back and forth between California and Texas.
Okay.
And so I've been living here in Red Oak since forever.
Wow. So you kind of like a Dallas native or a Texas native, I should say.
Yes,
Yeah.
I consider I am a Texan. It's
Okay.
because I was born in California.
Right.
You
How
know,
often
that's
do you
just-
go back?
Never, because my family's
Right.
I was just born there,
Right,
you know, because
okay.
my dad worked out that way. So
Gotcha.
that's why I'm born in California, but I live here in Dallas.
Got you. Okay, so all of your family is here in Texas?
Yes.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
awesome. So what does Michelle do in Texas as an athlete? What do you do? What do you get immersed to?
Well, besides practice,
yeah.
you know, I spend time with my family and friends. I have a lot of godchildren, so I play with them, and I also do professional makeup on the side as a freelance makeup artist. So that's a hobby of mine that I really enjoy.
Yeah. I was actually going to ask you that too, so you already actually answered my question for later on. But that's awesome. I might have to get my face beat by you. That's what's up. So, how long have you been an athlete, a professional athlete?
I've been a professional athlete since 2008. Was my first Olympic team.
Wow, which was
Beijing.
okay.
Yeah.
Wow, how did you get into that? Like, how does anybody get into professional sports? Kind of personally want to know.
Yeah, well, it's just the fact that you don't quit after school.
Yes.
I've been throwing a shot put since 7th grade.
Wow.
And so I just never stopped.
That's hot. Wow, so you had an arm since since way back when. That's cool. That's cool. What high school did you go to?
I went to Red Oak High School.
Okay. Cool.
Where it was like south of Dallas, right outside of DeSoto, before you get to Waxahachie.
Right in the
It's right in the middle.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So is it a lot of people out in Red Oak High School, or is it kind of a small?
No, when I was in school, we were 4A.
Okay.
So we weren't that small. We weren't the biggest, but we wasn't the smallest because you know you have 1 through 5A.
Mm-hmm.
We were 4A.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, what are some of your, I guess, like your triumphs and challenges as a professional athlete, as a woman professional athlete, that you experienced or have experienced?
Well, of course, everybody, especially the guys, kind of talk about the weights and stuff that you have to lift.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's not like I'm a sprinter. So, you know, sprinters, no offense to all my sprinter friends out there, you know, they don't really lift heavy weights. They keep it light because they have to say light on their feet and fast. But for me, I have to lift heavy weights. And then this is the fact that we're bigger than the average woman. And those two things put together is almost kind of like a double negative against you. Yeah. But I embraced who I am because I've always been not the average size girl. And at the same time, I'm a woman at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So I'm going to have my dresses on, my makeup on. I'm going to do all that because that's who I am. Yeah. At the end of the day, if I never had shot put, I'm still a woman.
Yeah.
So that's some things we do have to face as women athletes.
All right. So do you do your makeup before you?
I do.
Right.
You know, I actually do. Ever since I was like in high school, when I could actually wear makeup outside the house, I would put on a little bit of something. I had some like lip gloss on or something. My nails were always done. Had to get my hair done before track meet. So even now, that's still like my routine. I'm getting my nails done, my hair done. I'm putting on lipstick, lashes, liner. You know, I don't put too much on my face because I'm gonna sweat it all out, but I'm gonna have something. So when I pose for a picture on the podium,
you're gonna be right. You're right.
I'm gonna look decent.
You representing, okay?
Yes.
That's what's up. Do you do any of like your like team? Oh, I don't know if it's teammates or anything, but anybody that you play against or play with, do you do their makeup too?
Yes, actually, I have done a few of my teammates and even on one of my competitors' makeup before. And because one thing, people don't think about athletes and makeup.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So a lot of people are like, well, teach me how to do this, or how do you do this, or just come play on my face. And between hair and makeup, I have a whole beauty salon in my hotel room at Attract Me.
Yes. I know that's right.
I know, that's fun.
That is pretty. That's pretty hot.
Have like a whole girls makeover.
Yeah.
Like back in the day when you have the sleepovers and the girl, you do the nails and everything.
Yeah, that is so me. I'm like, what y'all doing? I'm bored when we play on your face. They're like, yeah. I'm like, come on.
That's good.
I know, right?
So, have you been doing makeup for as long as you've been an athlete, or did one come before the other, or?
Well, actually, kind of when I started doing sports professionally, in 2008, when I made my first team, first of all, I didn't know how to pack to go overseas. So we get a whole bunch of gear just because you made the Olympic team, so they giving you like Ralph Lauren stuff, you have all your Nike stuff.
Wow.
And so when I came with 2 bags by myself. And so one bag just had all my regular clothes, and the other bag had like all my workout clothes. And so, because I didn't know what to expect, so I packed for whatever.
Right.
So after the competition, I got 15th on my first Olympic team, and it was like, okay, now it's time to party. Let's go out. Let's have some fun. So everybody was like, okay, let's go get dressed. I get dressed. I have on heels, a dress. I done did my makeup, and everybody's waiting on me. I come downstairs, and I'm looking like, where y'all going?
Right.
And they looking at me like, where are you going? I'm like, y'all said we were going out, and it's like, we are. I'm like, but y'all ain't dressed.
And I'm dressed. Like, what's going on?
And then kind of like from that point on, everybody was like, well, can you do my makeup this night? Or what, can you do this? And then one of the girls came to me. She was like, you should think about actually doing this. And I'm like, you know what? I really should. And so what I did was, when I came home that summer, we have our downtime kind of in the fall, early fall. And I looked up and found some makeup classes here in the Dallas area. And I went, and I was like, I think I like this. And so I've been doing it ever since.
That's hot.
That is, that's really dope. That's cool. I was gonna say, like, okay, how you saying with your clothes? Do you own more workout clothes than regular clothes?
You know what?
I was gonna ask
that. Listen, my parents are like, Michelle, something's gotta go. I have a lot of clothes. I think I'm probably about 50-50. But the one thing I do have more of, I do have more workout shoes than I actually have of heels, because I had a couple of injuries, can't wear heels like I used to and want to.
Yeah.
But my tennis shoe game, that's
up
on lock. I got that.
That's what's up. What kind of tennis shoes is in your closet, Michelle?
Well, I am a Nike sponsored athlete, so I have a lot of Nike kicks in the closet.
That's hot.
Yeah, I love Nikes.
Yeah.
How do you get endorsed by Nike like that? Like, how does that happen?
Well, for track and field, you have to at least be ranked, like in the top 3 or at least in the top 10 in the world to get ranked. Wow. So
that ain't no problem with you. That's what's up.
Yeah, so they kind of they try to sponsor a wide range of athletes, but for certain events, you really have to be like at the top to really get sponsored.
Oh, that's cool. Have you ever been in like any sports magazines and stuff?
Yeah.
Really?
In 2009, I was in the first ever body issue by ESPN.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
The first one?
I was in the first one.
That's hot.
I was actually competing in my first world championships in 2009, and I competed, and I was I think I was in 6th place, and that was my finish, and it was like the highest finish for a U.S. woman at a world championship at that time. And the next day, I got a phone call in Germany saying, like, hey, we're doing this body issue magazine. We would love for you to be on there. We saw you on TV, and we really think that you kind of fit the bill. And I was like, oh, my God. And that was before you had to be totally naked
Wow.
to be
Now
in
you
the
got to
magazine.
be,
Now it's like, they don't have a choice. Like, I actually had a choice.
That's
like,
what's
you can
up.
do it with clothes on or, whatever you prefer. But now you got to go for it.
Oh, man, I didn't even know all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm like sitting in front of history like this. Like, that's
Really?
really awesome.
Thank
yeah.
you.
So how long have you been in Nike athlete?
Since 2008.
Since 2008.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a minute.
So I've been with Nike my whole career.
So you get
far.
free Nikes and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna give you my shoe size.
Right, okay.
And my address. You can
And
just
my
send it.
address, oh sure. Look, I got you via PayPal. Look.
I know, right?
I got you.
Let me get the discount.
Yeah.
Right, you silly. Not this discount, just the athlete discount. So Michelle, tell us what your agenda looks like on a day-to-day basis or just a weekly basis as an athlete.
Yeah.
What does that look like?
Well, right now for three times a week, I kind of wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I go do cardio for like 30 minutes, and I'll come home, probably take a nap, eat breakfast, and then I'll get ready to go throw. So I'll probably go throw like around 11, 10 o'clock in the morning. So that'll probably be between like 12:30, 1 o'clock when I'm finished.
Wow.
And then I'll go home, eat lunch, rest for a little bit, then I'll head to the weight room. And then I'm there for a couple of hours there, do your abs and lift weights. And if I want to do some more cardio after that, and that's kind of like my day. And then I have Pilates in between there. I do yoga sometimes, and I also do my sprints and plyos. So we pick different things for different days.
Gotta stay dedicated.
Yeah.
Right.
So actually, y'all catch me coming from the gym now.
It don't look like it.
I was like, listen, we gotta be done. I know this is on radio, but
Still gotta look nice.
Right, exactly. You can't see
So
me, but I know.
okay, you say you throw. Do you think one of your arms is more stronger than the other?
oh yeah, my right hand is strong.
That's strong.
Real strong. That's hilarious. Well, we got a music break coming up right quick, y'all. Stay tuned for Miss Michelle Carter. She is awesome, all right? Thank y'all for tuning in. This is Lioness TeLaine, your girl.
Oh, this is my jam.
Girl. I personally want to know, are there any other sports that you personally like or that you're into, or any other sports that you watch on TV? Or
Yeah, we live in Football Nation
we do.
in the great state of Texas.
We do.
So, you have to watch football.
Yeah.
And so my dad played football. He played for the 49ers in San Francisco. So I'm like a 49er at heart because that's what I grew up with.
Right.
But then I live here in Cowboy Nation.
Right.
Yeah, they don't
So,
play.
I support them by default just because I live here.
By default. You don't say they don't play.
I know
You know
that.
what? I don't know who doesn't play more, the football players or the fans of the football players.
Exactly.
Because if you trash Cowboys around any Cowboy fan,
They gonna go off.
it's gonna
Yeah.
go. Yeah, it's
I
gonna
already
be
know
some
my
trouble.
sister's a diehard Cowboys
They
fan.
say the Cowboys is like the number one team in the world just because by recognition, everybody knows what the Cowboy is. So the Cowboy fans do not play. The players are like, it's a
Right,
paycheck. I may be somewhere else tomorrow.
That's true.
But if you're a Cowboy
Fan.
fan, like you are die hard till I die. I
That's
bleed
true.
blue
They
and
need to
silver.
start- they need to start paying the fans.
I'm
Right.
saying,
They are like they
right.
ones on the field.
On
Yeah.
TV and stuff, in the trainings and stuff.
Yes.
Right. I can't even have literally like a formal conversation at work about the Cowboys because
Yeah.
I get run out the room.
Oh,
Literally.
yeah.
It's ridiculous.
If people know my dad used to play football, they was like, so I know you not a Cowboys fan. I'm like, listen, I support the home team. It's home. I support them. Like, I'm not a hater.
Yeah. That's hilarious. So what position did your dad play?
Nose tackle.
Okay. Now
Yeah.
see, what is that in the back?
In the middle.
Okay, because I'm like...
On defense. It's in the middle on defense.
Cool.
So he must be a big guy.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mhm.
he's
Wow.
a big guy. He play on defense. He
Right,
knocks
right.
him out.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. How long did he play?
He played for 9 years.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah,
cool.
the 3 Super Bowls and 3 Pro Bowls.
Wow.
So, and also my dad, he threw the shot put. So in '84 was a big year for him. He graduated from college, went to the Olympics and got a silver medal, and then got drafted to the 49ers
So
all
he's just
in 1
following
year.
in the footsteps.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that all kids should play sports.
Oh, most definitely.
I think all
I think kids
kids
should
should
play
play
multiple sports, especially when they're young.
Yes.
They need to play. You need to get out there and move, and
Indeed,
need to play
because I
some
was
of
in
everything.
like Little League when I was
That's
in like. My grandma made sure we played sports. I was in the 6th grade. No, I was in the 5th grade when I first started playing softball. So yeah.
See, my first sport was soccer.
Oh, wow.
I was a goalie.
You was all around girl then.
Yeah, my parents made sure that I was involved and we were active. So my first sport was soccer until I got hit in the face one too many times because I had glasses. You know, I'm like, I break my glasses one more time.
Right, I'm quitting this whole industry.
Yeah, so I went from soccer to basketball, then to track. So
wow, and now
You know what sport I wish they had professionally?
what?
Dodgeball.
Well, you know what? It's almost like a version of dodgeball. It's called handball. It's similar.
Really?
Not handball.
No, handball is an Olympic sport.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, man.
So they have a court and they have goals and you use the ball. I don't know all the rules, but it's a real sport. In the Olympics, it's called handball.
And I used to go hard at dodgeball. I was first. First in dodgeball.
Right.
I was last person standing. It could
That's
end me off.
I'm a die-hard dodgeballer like that.
Right?
That's what's up. Wait a minute. So how long has this handball been a sport in the Olympics?
That I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
Because, you know, now like a new sport in the Olympics, I think, was added in 2012, is trampolining.
Oh, okay. That's kind of
Yeah.
So how does that work?
So it's almost like you're just kind of doing flips in the air, but you're on a trampoline, so you're jumping, and it's all technical, almost like diving in the air, but gymnastics in the air, but you just jumping on a trampoline versus like in water or actually on the floor and flipping. So there's a technique to it. So they kind of have like old gymnasts that transfer into trampolining.
Visualize it right now.
I know I had to do a backflip on the trampoline. Now, it didn't work out. I flipped off the trampoline.
Leg over here, arm caps over here.
I think we've all done that.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I think I might have. It actually was in my grandmother. Look, so let me tell this story right quick about my trampoline experience. I actually almost broke my foot. One time, there was a real mini trampoline, and it was in the den of my grandmother's house, and she had this glass table. I would never forget it. And I must have tried to backflip. Yes, backflip.
On
Not on the mini.
Girl, it's the mini trampoline.
Not on the mini.
I'm telling you, the trampoline wasn't no bigger than my body. You know what I'm saying? The
That's the one you're supposed to jump in circles and do your
That's
little
the
workout.
I tried to jump off like I was some like athlete back in the day or something, and it swung off the mug and hit my foot on the glass table.
Oh, man.
And they gave me crutches, but they didn't give they didn't wrap my foot up or anything.
Yeah.
You good? You can still walk. It's not broken or anything. I wanted a cast dog on it. I wanted to feel special.
I know you want everybody sign
Yeah, you know what I mean? Back in 6th, 7th grade, that's a real cool thing to do. Everybody do your homework for you.
Right.
Everybody feel bad for you.
Yeah.
Can I feed you today? Like,
And then you get to leave class early.
Yeah, because you need more time to get to your next class on time.
Everybody carry your books for you and stuff. You ain't got to do certain stuff in class.
Yeah.
I totally know.
Man, that's so funny. I know all about it too. I've been rolled my ankle a few times in volleyball and softball.
Ooh, that rolling the ankle ain't no joke.
At all.
I swear it's
Man,
not. Michelle, have you ever broken or?
Well, not officially.
Yeah.
I think my first major injury was in college. So I went to the University of Texas, Hook'em Horns, and I would do sprints with the sprinters. So it was cold one day, and my coach kept telling me like, "Hey, take your sweats off." I'm like, "It's cold," you know, like I'm gonna leave my sweats on, and I had spikes on that day. So me being stubborn, not listening, my foot got caught in the sweats, and how I kind of came out of the sprint, I really sprained my ankle. But I'm like, you know what, I'm good. So I'm still trying to do my workout. I wake up the next morning because, in college you got those bunk beds that kind of sit high and you can adjust them. So we had it on the highest one. I tried to get out of bed and I hit that floor so hard because my ankle was killing me. You know how you trying to hop down and then I hop down and my ankle hurt too bad and I hit the floor. No. So then it took me normally it would be a 5-minute walk to get to the training room. Yeah. It took me 20 minutes to get there. I almost called her to tell me you know what, somebody come get me.
Wheelchair.
And, but I have a high pain tolerance, so I'm like, you know what, I'm good. I don't need anything. But in all actuality, I should have been in a boot and took it some time off. But I'm like, nah, I'm good. Give me some Tylenol. Yeah. But that was my first injury. Then the next one that I kind of noticed, I was at the Olympics in 2008, warming up, right? You know, you're warming up, getting you some throws in, getting ready to go compete. I dropped the shot put on my toe.
Oh no!
Are you kidding me?
On my toe.
No.
And I'm sitting there thinking like, I just broke my toe.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, well, I can't tell nobody because I'm
Right.
like, I'm about to go out on the biggest stage of my career, and I just broke my toe. So I was like, you know, forget about it. Just a toe. I don't need it. I went out there and competed, and then afterwards, like, yeah, I think I broke my toe. And then I was like, how you know? I was like, man, it's swollen. I dropped my shot put on it, and then was like, yeah, you probably did break your toe, but there's nothing you can really do for a broke toe.
I broke my toe before.
I got this one little toe that just looked a little different.
Mine's kind of curved over.
This one is like permanently swollen. I don't understand, just that one toe, and I'm like, dang, well, you know.
I'm really trying to figure out how in the world did you do like a competition with a broken toe?
Well, then you gotta do what you gotta do. Like one time, I was competing, and you know, have the toe board that's in the front of the shot put ring, and so I always hit the toe board with my toe. So when I was in the meet, I hit it, and I actually felt my whole toenail lift up off the skin. And I was on the first throw, and I had like 5 more throws to throw after that. And so I was like, okay, I gotta get through this competition. So I went and got some tape. I taped it down, put my sock back on, blood everywhere. And I'm just like, you know what? You gotta go and compete.
You got to. Right, what you gonna do?
Mama told me, like, oh, turn out my toenail messed up. Like, no, I can't do that. I still have to go and compete.
Yeah. So what does happen in the case where an athlete injures themselves right before a meet?
I think depending on the nature of the injury, it could take you out. You just may not have to compete that day. You just need to go ahead and sit down and take care of yourself. Or you kind of make a game day decision, like, can I play through this? And then you do the best you can, and that's the time. For me, I think that a lot of athletes, if it's something that they can deal with, you end up having a great competition or a great game day, because now you really kind of focus on something else.
Right.
Because you don't want that to be an excuse. Because I can't go out there and say, well, I dropped the shot put, that's why I didn't do good. Like, Nike ain't trying to hear that. They're like, well, you didn't get on that podium and our uniform is not up there, so you're not going to get paid for that.
That's true.
So I think, a lot of professional athletes, you have to kind of take it to the next level. Mentally, when you have a sickness or an injury, or you just not feeling it that day, you have to just take it to another place. It's your job. You got to get it done.
So, like, have you ever met like any other major athletes and stuff like this? Well known.
Well, yeah, because especially in 2012, the LeBron and what's his name, Chandler. Tyson Chandler.
Yes.
But all of them were there at the on the Olympic team. Serena was there, and all the athletes are just there in right there. And I remember one day I was eating lunch, and Tony Parker, I forget that he's not American. So the French team is sitting right there, and I'm looking like, why he over there with them? I'm like, oh yeah, he's French.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Oh, that's dope. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's so dope, I still can't believe I'm like talking to you right now.
Just a celebrity.
I'm very humbled to be speaking with you right now.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, Michelle, for other women who want to be in your shoes, who want to do what you do, or who are just endeavoring to do what you do at some point in time in their lives, what is some advice or some words that you can give to them?
The main thing is to never give up. In my event, we're not a popular event. Throwing the shot put for a girl is not sexy. I'm out here throwing rocks and dirt, and this is what I do for a living. And a lot of girls end up quitting before they can really see what their full potential is. Or some girls don't even give it a try because it's not a popular event. But this event that's not popular got me a free education, and it's paying my bills. And that's what one of the things that I really want to get out there is I'm working on a camp. It's called Youth Row Girl Sports Confidence Camp, and I want to let young girls know that it's okay to be an athlete and be great at it and look good if you want to, and then also to be the best that you can be, because you never know what's going to take you where into the next level. Because I could have easily said, like, you know what, this is not that cute, like, who wants to do this?
Yes.
But at the end, I have to look at the bigger picture. I got a free education.
Exactly.
I get to travel the world. to do what I do, and I get to see other countries. I get to meet all these people. This has taken me further than basketball would have ever taken me. Mm-hmm. I'm only 5'9", as opposed as 5'9", you have to have some major ups to really, play in the WNBA. So I had to look at and weigh my pros and cons. Mm-hmm. My daddy told me in 10th grade, he set me down. I was on varsity my freshman year, sophomore year. My daddy told me, like, hey, do you think you're going to get a scholarship in basketball or track? Which one? And by that time in track, I won state my freshman year and sophomore year.
Oh, wow.
In shot put and discus. And then in basketball, we was losing
every
left
day,
and right. And I'm like, you know what? Since I've already won these things, like, of course, track is going to be my next ticket. So that was the day we decided to quit basketball to really focus on something. And I think a lot of athletes, especially female athletes, don't think about that. Like, sometimes you have to sacrifice something you really love to do something that's going to take you to the next level. I love basketball, and since I was on varsity my freshman year, I didn't get to play with my friends that were in my grade. And so by the time I joined, like, hey, try something different. You never know what you're going to be good at. And if you're good at it, give it your all, make the sacrifices, work hard, because you can do this.
Right.
And on top of that, you can be cute doing it too. You don't have to look like a little boy or manly to feel or think that you're going to be good at it.
Yeah, like when, what's that girl that was on the Olympics? That one girl that Alicia Keys did the song about? What is the girl's name?
It was this past Olympics.
What event? Boxing?
No, the girl that they was talking about her because she looked a certain
Oh, Gabby.
Yeah, Gabby.
Because her hair was
right. Yes, I love. They wrong for that.
They were wrong for it. Because number one, she was a child,
exactly.
And then her whole situation, she really weren't with people that really knew what to do with her hair.
Yeah,
But at the same time, that little girl worked her butt off to get to where she was going.
Did you see the movie?
Yes, and I was like, oh my god, I was crying in that movie.
The movie was awesome.
It was awesome because you just kind of get her background and her story, just to know that at a young age, she and her mom made a decision to do what was best for her, that she could be the best that she can be. So that meant moving away from her parents and living with people that they really don't know to get something that she couldn't get where she was living. And sometimes even parents make selfish decisions. They don't always make the best decision what's best for their child. They want to do what's best for them or what they're most comfortable in. But there's times when you want your child to be great, or you want to be great, you have to make that game time decision. It's going to be like your make it and break it moment.
Exactly.
And when you make that decision, that child needs that support, you need that support, and you have to kind of rest in, like, okay, you know what? We're making this decision, so you better give it your all.
That's right.
And make the best of it.
Yeah.
Okay, come on. Was your daddy one of those daddies? You better get out there. You better do it like this.
He has his moments when he's like that. But one thing my daddy was really iffy about, or like making sure that he didn't want to do too much of, was really push us and drive us.
Oh, yeah.
Because the day when I told him, I'm like, hey, Daddy, I'm about to try out for the track team, he was like, who told you? Why? Who asked you? What they say to you? Because at that time, I didn't know what my dad did in track and field. I only knew him as the football player.
Right.
So he wondered if like someone was questioning me or pushing me to do that. And that's one thing that he didn't want us to do. If we chose to do this, it was going to be our decision.
No pressure by anybody else.
Yeah.
Right.
And so when I made that decision, he was like, all right, cool. Well, I know you don't know what you're getting yourself into. He was like, I'm going to be your coach, and we're going to work this, and you're going to be good at it. Yeah. And then from that day on, that's what we did.
Yeah.
And having that background and things that he did only adds to what I do. And still today, my dad is my coach.
Yes, that is so neat.
That's sweet. That's dope.
I was gonna say, having such an experience as a child and as an athlete in general, to be trained or have a mentor, professional mentor as a dad and actual mentor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, it's different. Like looking back, because I didn't know. You know, you don't know. That's my dad, and he was my coach, and at the end of the day, he's still my dad. So for me, it's really kind of normal. But then now, other people really don't get coached by their dads through their whole career, or they have other people coming in. Like my dad been involved my whole career. So that's to me, that's a norm. Yeah. So, but at the same time, it's a blessing to have that, because I know if anybody wants me to do well, my dad wants me to do well.
Exactly.
And
he knows he's gonna have your best interest.
He's gonna always have my best interest. And of course, we're gonna fight and we're gonna fuss because that's just what happens. Daddy and daughter. And but at the same time, one thing too, my daddy used to get frustrated with me because I wasn't working up to my full potential. And it was like a hard time between us because he's like, you could do so much, but then at my time, I'm like, I'm trying to have fun, like I want to hang out. And you know, the older I became and the more focused I became, my dad was like, okay, you know what, you have to grow up, you have to go through certain things to get to where you are today. And so now today it's easy for us. We can do this, we can do that. We can talk about what we're doing. He's know I'm going to go out there and I'm going to give it my all, and it makes it that much easier. But it's hard when you don't see your potential and someone else does. But you always need to have someone else that can see what your potential is and bring it out of you eventually.
And it makes it even better that you got
that is my dad.
That's what I'm saying. You get the best of both worlds, literally.
Yeah.
That's high.
What about your mom?
Well, you know, my mom and my dad been together since they were in 10th grade.
Aww, that's
so yeah, so they've been together forever.
Oh, high school sweethearts?
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
So she's been around for, where we said she's been to the most Olympics out of everybody because she was at
had
his.
to, yeah.
And then we went in 96, and then she went with me in 2008 because at my time my dad had some surgery, so he couldn't travel with me in 2008. And then she was at 2012, so my mom has the most Olympic experience out of all of us.
Out of everybody, right.
Yeah.
So you had the dad as the trainer, you had the mom as the #1 fan, like, and that's pretty dope.
I have a little sister and a little brother.
Okay.
So
Are they in the sports too?
Well, yeah, my sister threw, and she went to Texas Tech, and then I have a little brother, and he's doing his thing, and my sister's actually making a comeback because she had 3 herniated discs in her back, and so she took some time off to get her back together. So her goal is to make this next team, so she's been practicing, it's been looking pretty good. So I hope she, continues so we can be on the team together.
We got the whole athletic family right here.
We gotta get him a TV show.
I was just straight out of my mouth. That's what's up. Well, Miss Michelle, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up your dope interview here, but I do have one last question for you.
Okay.
Do you have any motivations or inspirations that keep you doing what you do?
Yeah. The main thing is, for me, I believe that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And I remember I was sitting there one day and like the word I can kind of stuck out to me. And for me, it stands for I'm confidently able now to do all things through Christ who gives me strength. Because you have to have that confidence in yourself to be able to do whatever it is you want to do, and especially to do whatever that God has for you. You have to have the confidence in yourself and also in Him, because He is God and He can do any and everything. And sometimes you have to just trust in that alone to get you through hard times. And I've had to lean on Him many times when I couldn't see, and just believe in what He had for me.
Amen.
Really?
Right. That's advice you guys give.
Yes, I love it.
Right. Well, I appreciate you so dearly.
Well, thank you for having me. I really enjoyed it.
That's awesome. Right. Thank you, y'all, for tuning in to Miss Michelle as well. We're going to actually go ahead on the next music break. We got your girl, actually we got your boy Maxwell, I'm sorry, and your boy Lil Wayne coming up. Stay tuned for your girl Lioness TeLaine.